Thank you. Until Co-founders, creators of some brands that are extremely different. So why don't we have a chat with them to ask them about how this collaboration came about? What are their thoughts behind it? How they feel being at Lakmé Fashion Week as it celebrates 20 years. We have with us Mr. Praptej Singh Bhatia, CEO Simba, and Harleen Bhatia, co-founder Simba. Can you all talk to us a little bit about how this collaboration came about, what were you thinking about, and what you thought about the collection?
So, when we thought of ourselves, being associated with fashion, we obviously wanted a brand and a designer to work with that, we can relate to and our brand resonates with. And I think Kanika's entire collection and, the way she is and the way she's brought in her collection, I think it's very much, it's as edgy, young, and kind of, it has similar vibe. I think that's what we also discussed in our first meeting. It had a very similar vibe, and we're trying to kind of be like we have that rebellious edge to our brand. Yeah, so that's. So I think we didn't even have a second thought. We when we thought of doing a collaboration, it was going to be with Kanika.
And it was my idea, first of all, for Kanika. Uh, all I can say is it goes with the roar. Kanika's brand and ours, it's a very wild, young, eclectic, as you said, edgy brand. And the ethos of their brand and our stand on the same line. So we thought, why not collaborate?
Kanika.
Yeah. So
We've seen you
I mean,
before at
they've
Lakmé
said it
Fashion
all,
Week.
yes.
No, but we've seen you before at Fashion Week, and we know exactly what to expect from your collection.
Yeah.
But how did you bring their vision of their brand into your own personal aesthetic in this collection?
So, as they said, definitely there are so many elements that are they were already sort of overlapping. Especially bold, again, edgy, that sort of a young, euphoric vibe that's there. It's not like dark, it's very fun, and you're happy when you look at a bottle of Simba. You see the mascot, and it's just like the lion screaming out, "I'm so cool." Yeah. So it's that vibe, and I think that's something that resonates extremely with our brand because it's all about being cool. It's not about age being a barrier that way. You can be cool at any age. And and I think when we actually did a couple of meetings, it was more about, we spoke about the two beers by Simba, that's wit and stout. And how there's a paradox that in terms of the flavors of both the beers, and we also sort of follow a similar paradox in terms of our prints that we've done this season, wherein one sort of is more bold and the other one is sort of more understated. So yeah, and that's how the sort of the design ideology came into being in the first place.
Do you have a favorite piece in the collection, both of you?
Absolutely, too many.
But if I had
Just one, I love the red.
you have two beers in your portfolio, pick one design from her collection that speaks to either one of them.
Stout.
Yeah, that goes with the red, the
The-
entire red.
yeah.
Yeah? Excellent. Is there anything you can tell us about the fabrics that you worked with, the design, the structure, the silhouettes?
So the whole idea behind the collection was, just to sort of, in this whole fast-paced life, how we just always in a rush, it's more about sort of, sitting back, sort of relaxing, recalibrating, and again, going back in action and, refocusing. So beer is something that's extremely synonymous with that. You always after a hectic day, you want to sit back, sip on your beer, and have a good time with your friends. So that was the starting point for us. In terms of the fabrics, we've used, definitely there's an area of fabrics that have been included in the collection. There's you've seen metallics in the collection. There are a lot of saturated tones, red definitely being also another Simba color, you know, the main signature you can say, and you know, neon tones that are happening, and then there are a lot of neutrals also that are playing. So, and denim, definitely we do every season. We've sort of explored more in terms of the kind of denim silhouettes and the washes that we've done this season. So,
I think one of her pieces and a couple of her pieces say, "I'm not a robot," and a tick mark, and
Yeah.
says, "Turn off." And what better way to turn off than
Yeah.
with the symbol?
Perfect. I think on that note, I have nothing more to add because you see when when you're at a high, you just sort of walk away from there. No pun intended. But I'm going to open the floor to questions if there are anyone that wants to ask something. One on one. Yeah. See that he knows where he's coming from. Perfect. Thank you so much and congratulations on your collaboration and the collection that we saw today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Let's
you.
row for more. For both of us. Yeah.